Grace and peace, everybody. Grace and peace. Just doing a microphone check. Wanted to make sure everything was working correctly. Just did some changes here at Whitaker Park and wanted to make sure that it was working correctly. And I do have an article I'm going to go over, so I appreciate you stopping by. It's an impromptu live stream. Did not plan on anything. Just want to make sure that everything was sounding legit and looked okay. Oh, we got to turn our little our new favorite camera on over here. All right, so making sure that it all sounds good. And let's see here what it sounds like over here on the good old YouTube streets. I know a lot of you all are popping in. You did not know that there was going to be a live stream, so you did not see the thumbnail. You did not see the title. You're like, what are we talking about? So I got a surprise for you. I'm just making sure that sounds good. If you feel it sounds okay, good to see y'all. Thank you so much. If you could, please just drop an emoji in the chat, emoji of your choice. We're going to be an equal opportunity emoji using live stream tonight. So just drop an emoji of your choice that you hear everything. What's going on, Shara? Good to see you. Grace and peace. Good to see you. All right, let me check over here what I'm supposed to be doing over here on my side. It sounds good in my ears, and that's always usually good. All right, sounds good. All right. I see some emojis popping up in there. The monkey flower, dropping the flower in the chat. I love it. I love it. Good to see you, Roseanne. Good to see you, Grace and Peace. Thank you so much for stopping by on today. And of course, Shara, always good to see you, friend. Always good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I see your emoji. Tonight's beverage of choice is water tonight. Shara, I see you right there. What's going on, Q? How are you? How are you, friend? I know I just told you I was not going to do a live stream today, and look where we are. I can't help it. I can't help it. I can't help it. Good to see you, Terry. I have no idea why I spelled that out for you, but that's interesting. I wonder why YouTube does that, man. It's so wild. Okay, so real quick, couple things. I do have an article I want to go over with y'all today, but tomorrow at 11 o'clock, I plan on going live from the Atlanta University Center. So I got inspired earlier to, when I was doing my discussion about the Atlanta University Center and the children out there protesting. I think I was told there's supposed to be a protest going on tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to go there around 11. So hopefully it'll be in full swing. And so my goal is to, me and another YouTuber, Independent Male, shout out to you, Independent Male, are going to go down to the Atlanta University Center. Hopefully we can engage with some of the children that are down there protesting. But even more than that, we're going to go around and give you a full tour of the Atlanta University Center and hopefully help give you a good idea of this is where the school is. These are the needs that are there around the school. Why does it make sense to be looking at people in another continent and you're literally bypassing people that are right here in your community? So that's the goal. That's the plan. What's going on? Lead? Hey, Lead is in the building. Good to see you. Well, sir, I mean, hey, we can carpool. You can jump in the car too. We're going to go around the Atlanta University Center. I think it'll be a good opportunity, especially if you're not familiar with the AUC. The Atlanta University Center is in the hood, and I expressed that in my last video. I really hope you all heard my heart there. It's in the hood. Most historically Black colleges and universities are not in a prominent, they're not in the suburbs. They're usually in the inner city, and by the inner city, we mean the ghetto, the hood, the barrio. And so tomorrow, my plan is to go just show you the Atlanta University Center. We'll probably get out, do a little touring, get a little bit of on the boots on the ground. If there's anybody out protesting, I'm definitely going to ask them some questions. I'm definitely going to engage with protesters in a respectful manner. I'm not about being disrespectful, but I do want to help hopefully get a better understanding of why these young men and women feel that it's okay to protest something that's going on 9 time zones away, but they're skipping people that are literally a block away from them. They're literally ignoring the needs that are immediately available to them right now in real time. And if I can, I'll try to maybe catch up with some people that actually maybe are in need. People selling water on the highway or whatever like that. We will be properly protected. So have no fear, have no worry. But, maybe engage with them and maybe find out what they think. Because one of the things people kind of forget is that Morehouse and Spelman, for lack of a better term, Clark Atlanta, and even Morris Brown, those are more elite black schools. So you're bringing in a type of person that maybe isn't a part of the community or isn't in the hood. And so, I mean, that was a problem that we had when we were there, was that we are students here, but we are from a lot of us are from middle class, sometimes two-parent homes that were rather affluent, and you're dropping us into this community that is not affluent, that is not prosperous, that does have its struggles, that does have its ups and downs. So when you bring us, there's that conflict. And again, I brought it up before. Watch the movie School Days. That's a great example of the locals versus the college students. That's a really true example of how the interaction between the community and the college are not always one-to-one. So when the community sees that the college is engrossed and completely enamored and, dare I say, even enraptured with supporting people on another continent, supporting people 9 time zones away, what does that do to the community? The poor people that are in the community. What does that do to the people that are not affluent? What do those do to the people that need a handout, that need a leg up? Because let's not be confused here. The reason people, if you're a homeless person, and the reason you're probably around the Atlanta University Center is probably because you're hoping that those students would be gracious and kind to you, that you might be able to find a way to get a come up. Let's just be honest. So that being the case, what do they think when they see the students that they were hoping maybe could help them out? Maybe break them off a little bit, maybe help them out with their entrepreneurial ventures, maybe help them get off of drugs, whatever like that. But all they're worrying about is people in another time zone. The Middle East people, those are the people that they're protesting for. The people, again, 9 time zones away, they're not concerned about the people literally in their own communities. So tomorrow I said, you know what? It's commencement week. Why not go and just go around the school, give you all a chance to see my beautiful alma mater, Morehouse College, why I am so passionate about. Oh my goodness, Lee done got me all stopped up. I didn't know Anita Baker was going to be at State Farm tomorrow. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, don't do that. I went to Anita Baker at Fox. It was a beautiful concert. Now, I still will take Sade over Anita Baker because I love Anita Baker, but that Sade concert was something else. But Anita Baker concerts are fantastic. And the great thing about Anita Baker concerts is the engagement, the full engagement. You got me way off topic, Lee. Man, come on, man. How you doing that, man? You're throwing me all the way off. But the engagement at the Anita Baker concert, my wife and I went. It was probably before COVID, now I think about it, man. But man, everybody was singing. Everybody just was Anita Baker just had to be up there on stage. That's all they wanted to see was her on stage, and we just sang along with her the whole night long. So that's gonna be cool, man. Have a great time, man. Lead. That's fun, man. Let me know how that goes. But back to what I was saying about going to the Atlanta University Center. I really want you all to kind of hopefully get a better understanding of why I, Jason, am so passionate about my alma mater changing its ways. I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be, dare I say, impossible for Morehouse College to turn its tide back to safer harbors. But I want to see Morehouse College be amazing. Now, I only have daughters, so I'll never have sons, but maybe one day my grandsons or something like that, a nephew, whatnot, will go to Morehouse and have an experience that's akin to what I had and not the experience that they're on right now. But I just want people to see it. And this is why I'm always so pro Morehouse College. So tomorrow I'm going to do a good old tour around the AUC. We're going to go down to MLK. We're going to show you some stuff that a lot of people don't show you as it relates to Atlanta, particularly that SWATs, Southwest Atlanta. So that's the goal. That's the plan. Hopefully you all will tune in tomorrow, 11 o'clock. That's the plan, 11 o'clock. If we get down a little bit earlier, because we're supposed to go grab breakfast, and then we'll get down. If we get down there a little bit earlier, for sure, I'll change the time for it. But the plan is to get there around 11 o'clock, maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours, just kind of wander around. If there's any protesting going on, I would love to engage with any of the children that are protesting. But the goal is to hopefully get a little bit more understanding. I want to understand, like, why is it that you feel that protesting is the right thing to do when we're looking over immediate needs that are right here? You're literally stepping over somebody in order to go protest somebody 9 time zones away. And I would love to just hear some of the rationale because I don't understand it. So I would like to hear it. So that's the plan. That's the goal tomorrow. So if you're free, 11 o'clock tomorrow is the plan to do. So hopefully we'll have a good time doing that. Yeah, absolutely, man. Future, good to see you. Now, Shar, I know you got to be kidding me. You got to be playing with us. Y'all, we're going to put Shar in timeout. Y'all, we got to put Shar in 0 second timeout. Come on now. You got to know who Anita Baker is. Come on now. Okay, come on. Now, I do want to talk about Fani Willis because also something else that we talked about. Man, let me pull it in. All right. I've mentioned this before, and I would love somebody to help me understand. I really believe, as I said before, I don't think that this uh, election interference case is ever going to see the light of day. I don't think it's ever going to see the light of day. Not in 2024, not in 2025, not when my rising junior becomes a freshman in college, not when my rising ninth grader graduates from college. It's DOA. And I really believe that Fani Willis is going to be part and parcel to the reason why the case never sees the light of day. She just won't stop talking. Nobody requires Fani Willis to talk like she does. When she should talk, aka being in a debate with Christian Y. Smith, she's nowhere to be found. When she should be speaking as it relates to going before the Georgia State Senate and explaining her purchasing, she's nowhere to be found. But then she goes somewhere and says some of the most reckless stuff. And sadly, again, I think that press conference that she did this past week in front of Big Bethel, again, with all those pastors there, I think she did it again. And then earlier this week, she was at last week, she was speaking outside of, it was last Friday, so a week ago today. She was speaking outside of a restaurant up here in North Fulton. She did it again. Fani Willis keeps talking her case into the grave. So we're going to look at this article, and I just want y'all to see. This is why I think she is sabotaging her own case. But before we go too far, you know what we got to do?
3 of As the Peach Rots. In this engrossing third season, we marinate the fetor of Georgia's political elite in the tangy vinegar of accountability. In a state where the odor of mendacity lingers in the air, our intrepid team of chat room investigators is on a mission to peel back the layers of deceit and uncover the truth. From backroom deals to embezzlement scandals, no stone is left unturned in our pursuit of justice. But as tensions rise and alliances shift, who can be trusted in the Peach State? Join us for a season ripe with drama, where even the fruit isn't safe from corruption, because sometimes the juiciest scandals are right under your nose.
I love that thing. I love it. That is the one from yesterday. All right, where's the article? Nope. All right, Jason, you had the article, but then you lost it. What are you doing, Jason? Hey, that's me. All right, let's try this again. I'm telling you, man, Ecamm is perfecting my sanctification, I tell you. All right, here's the article, Jason. It's right there. Now it should pop up on the screen right now. There we go. Perfect. All right. I want to go over this article. It's very quick. It's from the New York Sun. Shout out to the New York Sun. But notice, where does these problems come from that Fani Willis is dealing with? Fani Willis urges lawmakers to learn the law. And boy, she is quick to do that. Oh my goodness. She is so quick to do that. Okay, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me answer lead real quick. Shout out to lead attorney. Everybody real quick. You know what? You know what? Shame on me. Shame on Jason. Timeout. I'm going to put myself in timeout. It is not often that I get somebody that I look up to, like the lead attorney, in my live chat. And I just kind of I glossed over that. Can y'all real quick just type TLA, let lead know that we appreciate him as I read what he says right here. He said that Standard of Truth podcast said that good pastors in premarital counseling detail the horrors that can befall upon men. Do you agree that this occurs? Yes. Yes. I've been married for 23 years. My wife just literally walked into the kitchen, and our pastor, the pastor that counseled us, she was attending another church, and I was attending a church here in Marietta. She was attending a church in DeKalb, and both of those pastors were very transparent about marriage is forever. It's not always sunshine and rainbows, and it was if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this because I can't remember fully, but I think it was 12 weeks. There was 8 sessions between with Jima and myself and the pastor, and then there was 2 sessions with her and the pastor and his wife and another counselor, and then two sessions with myself as pastor. And so they really did a good job. I have to give them credit that they really dug into the fact that this is not a cakewalk, that this is going to be something that you're going to be playing through every day. It's not going to be sunshine and rainbows. It's just going to be easy peasy. So yes, I agree with how April articulated lead. Absolutely. So I know that we could probably, you and I could probably share war stories as it relates to what you've experienced in your own career path, because I've listened to the stories that you've told, and they're heartbreaking. I do think that there is a level of understanding that comes with good premarital counseling that I think a lot of people just don't appreciate. So thank you so much for that question, though, Lead. And I just say thank y'all so much for shouting out Lead. I really do appreciate him. I told him that I just took a course that he offered, and it was fantastic. So it's cool that you were able to stop by, Lead, and to ask the question. I appreciate it. Grace and peace. So real quick here, Fani Willis urges lawmakers to learn the law. And you've heard her say this so many times. It's kind of off-putting that she would tell somebody that they don't know their job. Now, I'm not saying that they're right in asking her to do something or whatever of that nature, but she says it a lot. Like, you don't know your job. You need to read the law. I've heard Tiffany Henyard say this a lot. Learn the law. Do your research. Do your homework. It's really wild, but let's continue. But she could be removed from Trump case for playing the race card. So here we go. When did she use the race card? This is all of that extra conversations that she has. She doesn't need to talk as much as she does, but she does. And when she does it, she usually pulls out the race card. She pulls out the sexism card. She says something bombastic. And pretty much all the time that she's been in trouble about something has been something extra. So we can start back with the Brahma bull coming into the gallery to testify. Nobody needed her to be there. Then we can talk about the church speech. We can talk about the second church speech. We can talk about all of these extra conversations that she has. She keeps putting herself in a bad spot. All right, let us keep this game going. The latest defiance from the district attorney could prove detrimental to her desire to avoid disqualification. I'm going to say it again. I don't think the case has legs. I really don't. And I think this is just an extended job interview. If Biden were to win and she gets swooped up into DC, she gets swooped up into another position or role, I think I'll be vindicated. And this is from A.R. Hoffman. District Attorney Fani Willis's refusal to honor any subpoena that could be issued by the Georgia State Senate, which is investigating her and for her prosecution of President Trump, underscores the double down stance of a defiant prosecutor who could be yet disqualified. Her latest comments could grant her critics further ballast. But again, nobody required her to say anything. That's the part that just keeps, just stop talking. Fani, if you didn't say anything, she probably would do a whole lot better. But listen to what happens. The message of prospective noncompliance was broadcast at the press conference with the Black faith leaders. Again, she is running for re-election, held by the district attorney on the steps of Big Bethel AME Church. This is where the Martin Luther King Jr. Day, she delivered the oration in which she accused her foes of playing the race card. And if you go back and watch that press conference, they said some wild stuff in that. Now, it wasn't all Fani. Jamal said some things. Malant said something. There's a couple of Morehouse men up there. I was a little surprised, but a lot of them, they said some pretty bombastic stuff. But let us go. In that homily, she also defended her former boyfriend, Nathan Wade, whom she hired as special prosecutor. God wasn't it them, meaning her critics. that attacked this lawyer of impeccable credentials. The black man I chose has been a judge for more than 10 years, been in private practice for more than 20. Some will never see a black man as qualified, no matter his achievements. Mr. Wade has never prosecuted a felony case, but was paid more than $650,000 by Willis's office. I'm going to stop right there. I need to do some research because you see right here, this last sentence, Mr. Wade has never prosecuted a felony case. If you rewind back to Nathan Wade sitting down with Lindsay Davis from ABC, remember, he said he's prosecuted not only murders, but SAs and assaults, and people's lives are in danger. Those would all be felonies. So either A, Nathan lied there about his credentials, or B, this article's wrong. Like, which one is it? Like, who's telling the truth about Nathan's record? I don't know, but that might need to be something we look into. And I'm still looking into that body language expert because I would love to know about Nathan's body language. So I did get an email from someone who recommended a body language expert, but the person has not replied back. But I'm still looking. That rhetoric, Mr. Trump will argue to the Georgia Court of Appeals, is along with her secret romance with the special prosecutor she picked to try the case Nathan Wade's ground for disqualification on Wednesday. The review of the tribunal grants the 45th president's request to consider whether the trial judge, Scott McAfee, erred in allowing Ms. Willis to stay on the case. I don't know why. I don't see how this case is going to last. I really don't. Not because I want Fani to her case to fall apart, but I don't see what would be the rationale for it. If Fani was a white man against a black woman, the same thing would apply. Like, why are we allowing this? This thing has no legs. But let us go. Plus, two, Ms. Willis faces scrutiny from the Georgia Senate's Special Committee on Investigations over her office's use of taxpayer funds in the prosecution of Mr. Trump. She is also being investigated. This is like the third investigation. We got the disqualification. We got the use of federal funds. That was the whole whistleblower thing that brought Jim Jordan into the mix. Brought the Georgia Senate into the mix. Now they're going to talk about Jim Jordan. She also investigated by the misuse of federal funds by Congressman Jim Jordan. The chairman of the Georgia Committee, Bill Cowsert, said to WSB-TV, shout out to WSB-TV in Atlanta, if she's not willing to come and explain her conduct, then we will subpoena her and ask her to come and require her to come. Let me ask you a question. If Fani Willis is subpoenaed and she stomps her foot and she folds her arms and she says, no, I'm not coming, and pokes her lip out, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to just say, oh, it's okay, go ahead and keep doing your life? No, she's going to be embroiled in yet another legal battle. And now it's going to be a subpoena. And so she's going to not be able to, again, this is going to be more time wasted. She's not going to be able to do anything with the Trump case. She's not going to be able to deal with the disqualification. She's not going to be able to do that because she's going to be fighting Cowsert about this subpoena. And then, heavens forbid, Jim Jordan drops a subpoena on her and she does the same thing. Little kid in the cereal aisle, stomping her foot, folding her arms, saying no. This is never going to happen. This is never going to happen. Ms. Willis's response did not mince words. First of all, she said, I don't even think they have the authority to subpoena me. Okay, so there's a problem right there. So she's telling right now, I'm not going to comply because I don't think they deserve to be replied to. Okay, but they need to learn the law. I think that's interesting because she just said, I don't think, so that guarantees that she doesn't know for certain. But she does know for certain that they need to learn the law. Why do they need to learn the law if you're not certain that they are not abiding by the law? I'm just asking questions. I will not appear to do anything that is unlawful, and I have not broken the law in any way. I'm sorry folks get pissed off that everybody gets treated evenly. If that's what you want us to believe, not a problem. I just have this questioning. If everybody gets treated evenly, why was Nathan Wade paid so grossly more than any other lawyer in your office? I'm just asking questions. Let us go. That last line could find his way into Mr. Trump's appellate case against Ms. Willis. Again, she's talking. Again, just this extra conversation. You don't have to talk. You don't have to. Because I thought at one time she said she wasn't going to talk about the case. But then when she wants to, she talks about the case. She didn't want to do the debate because she didn't want to talk about the case. But then matter of fact, in Miami, she said something that was alluded to the case. Come on now. Let's get going. Willis, whom he accused of forensic misconduct on account of her comments suggesting that the defendants in the case are racist. Judge McAfee found those remarks legally improper, which to me, I don't understand that. Why is it legally improper? Why don't you just say that it's wrong? Why don't you just say it's a bad thing to do? Why don't you say you can't say that? Why don't you anything like that? Legally improper? Like that technically is murder. Like, what do you mean? Come on, it's wrong. It's just wrong. But demurred from holding that her speech at Big Bethel crossed the line to the point where defendants have been denied the opportunity for a fundamentally fair trial. I don't know how that happens. When she said, maybe we'll drive by Big Bethel tomorrow too. It's not terribly far from Morehouse. Maybe we'll swing by there as well. But again, Big Bethel is in Fulton County. So you're speaking to Fulton County residents who will be in the potential jurors in the jury pool to try this case. Like, why is that? I don't understand it. But let us continue. Judge McAfee also reckoned that providing this type of public comment creates a dangerous waters for the district attorney to wade further into. I agree 100%. Why does Fani Willis keep talking? Because Fani Willis is trying to ruin her own case so that it won't be that she lost the case, but that all of these technicalities ruin the case. That will be it. So instead of it saying, "Oh, well, see, it was these mean Republicans up in D.C. It was a mean over at the Georgia Dome. It was this judge. It was these people. They were all against me." That's it. That's the narrative. That's the finesse. But let us continue. He even suggested that the defendants could move for a gag order to impose on Ms. Willis. He reasons that the time may well have arrived for an order preventing the state from mentioning the case in any public forum. Why did he not stop her? I don't understand. Ms. Willis has also reportedly employed racial language in the private settings. WAGA-TV reports that in January, in an email exchange with Mr. Trump's attorney, Stephen Sadow, shout out to Boots, over timely delivery of documents, the district attorney wrote, "In the legal community and in the world at large, some people will never be able to respect African Americans and or women in their as their equal and counterpart. That is a burden you do not experience." Wow. Why would she say that? That's when you just playing a race card so much. You in here playing Uno, you just throwing race cards left and right. She just throwing a race card. Like, just stop. Mr. Sadow, also affectionately known as Boots, replied to that observation by declaring, "No defense counsel has treated you or your prosecutors in a disrespectful or condescending manner. The relationship among counsel in your case has nothing to do with race or gender, nor should it." I can't disagree. But let us keep going. He alleges, though, that Mrs. Willis has engaged in racially charged rhetoric to poison the Fulton County juror pool. Like I said, the last census found that Fulton County, which includes downtown Atlanta, absolutely is a majority minority county with 60% of the population being people of color. I just want to ask you a question. Every time you've heard race mentioned in this entire case, we can go back to the disqualification. We can go back to the extra innings. We can go to any commentary that we've heard about it. Who is it that is mentioning race? And I'll even go as far as say race or gender. Who is it that's mentioning it? I'm going to go on a limb and say probably 90% of the time you've heard it mentioned, it is from Fani Willis or Fani Willis's team. Nobody else. I've never heard anybody, anytime I've heard Trump's defense team mention it, it is mentioned in response to something that Fani Willis's team has said. But I've never heard them say it. They've never said that there's a black DA, never. But it's always Fani. It's always. Why is that? And I'm telling you again, she's trying to she's trying to scuttle her own case. Judge McAfee notes that no prosecutor in Fulton County has ever been disqualified for forensic misconduct. He lamented that he was unmoored from precedent, but found the relevant inquiry to be whether such remarks were part of a calculated plan evincing a design of prejudice the defendant in the minds of the jurors, or whether such remarks were inadvertent utterances. I have no idea. At this stage of the game, I don't think that we have the right to assume the best from somebody. I don't think we can. So I would assume that it was meant to cause maximum carnage to the jury pool. That's me. I wouldn't assume like, oh man, it was just a mistake. Why? Why would I assume it's a mistake when literally every time you say something, it's akin to this? Why would I do that? Why? But you know what I do want to do? I do want to say shout out to and appreciate Anthony Davis. Thank you so much, man, for the super chat. I appreciate you. I saw that pop up and I appreciate you supporting the channel. I'm glad you're finding value in it, man. Grace and peace. Thank you, friend. And I thank all 47 of y'all that have liked the video. I appreciate it. Even though I didn't plan it, I just kind of jumped in to kind of talk about this article. I'm glad y'all have stopped by, and I hope y'all find some value in what I'm talking about. Let me know what you think about it down below. Comment, and definitely feel free to become a part of the live chat. This is the best live chat on the planet, so I appreciate y'all being a part of what we're doing in there. Moderators are there to keep y'all out of trouble and stuff like that. And even Kiana's there to keep y'all out of trouble. Let's get this thing done. The judge, though, acknowledges that his holding was limited, and marbled it with caveats about the unexplored nature of this body of law and critiques of Ms. Willis's conduct. Wow. I mean, I totally get it that this is new waters. I just don't understand why you can't just call a spade a spade. I get, like, we've never had a prosecutor. We never had a DA dating a prosecutor whom they've hired, that they've paid exorbitant amount of money, and is also prosecuting a president. I totally get it. There was a lot of firsts in here, but some of the things are still pretty, in my mind. The fact that they're first doesn't change the fact that they're wrong, and you can call a spade a spade. Because I'm just wondering, like, if this were any other lower tier situation, if it was again, I'm assuming like a lawyer and a clerk, or a lawyer and a paralegal, or a lawyer and a first year, something of that nature, would it get this level of scrutiny? I don't understand. I don't understand why it can't be like, this is wrong. A spade is a spade. I'm sorry, you've done the wrong thing. You've sullied your case. Goodbye. I don't understand that. Let us finish this up. The Court of Appeals could yet find him too credulous of the district attorney's intentions. Mrs. Willis' office did not respond by press time to the request for a comment. Of course they didn't. But I just think this is interesting. I'm glad I ran across it. I just want to hop on real quick. Want to check my mic, make sure it sounds right, so we can, because I was moving some stuff around in Whitaker Park. But then also I just want to talk about this because I thought it was super interesting, and let y'all know that I'm going to be doing that live stream tomorrow from Morehouse. But let's see what we got here. Let's see. Dope conversation. Good to see you, Karen. Good to see you. I've been told that federal charges are being sought. Really? I'm a pre-K law student. I know nothing about the law, not a thing, not a zilch. I just can't wait to see how this thing all shakes out, because it's so interesting. It's fascinating. I'm not gonna lie. It is very fascinating how all this is shaking out, and what actually ends up happening is just very interesting to me. I'm not gonna lie. Let us keep this going. Good conversation. I love the conversation back and forth. Good shout outs to everybody. Jason, Fani reminds me of the little kid in the Toys R Us kicking and screaming for the toys at the checkout. Absolutely. Man, she don't want to grow up. She's a Toys R Us kid. And that's it. Like, people are literally, I've never would have thought to say, oh, well, if somebody subpoenas me, they don't know the law. That's not something that comes to my mind. Like, oh, I'm not going to obey it because you don't know the law. What? Okay. I hope that works out for you. Fani is the law. Okay. Introduce that Judge Dredd. There's that judge. Do I have that Judge Dredd up in here? No, I got this one though.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's what I do got. All right, let's see. There's like 50, 69 counts in the YSL case. I think all of the people on trial currently, the most of the defendant has is about 5 or 6. Really? I keep saying I'm going to watch the YSL case, and I never do. I keep saying I'm going to do it. Angel Wing said I came in late, but you notice there's a typo on the title, Brother Jason. Oh, no. What is it? There's a typo? I'll go back and fix it. I will fix it. I see it right now. I totally see it. See, that was meant to get you to pay attention because y'all would see it and you say, hey, something's wrong. I got to go by and tell them. So that's why I did it. Of course, I knew that that was spelled wrong. Psst, what do you mean? Of course, I knew that. It wasn't like I was rushing to do it, right? I know that. I knew that. And now I'm going to pretend like it was never wrong in the first place. What are you talking about? Psst, wrong. Everything's spelled right there. Okay. Good shout out. Thank you so much. What do we have here? Man, I love the conversation back and forth. I love it. Absolutely love it. E. Todd said, yes, this could. Fani, please tell us who is this racist group that is after her. I don't know. I don't think she's ever told us. Yesterday, they played the halftime video. It was the first time I'd ever heard a Thug song. Oh, you talking about Young Thug? It took me the 54 playing to understand that they were saying. Okay, so during the Young Thug, okay, I got you. During the Young Thug YSL case, they played one of his songs. Got you. I've never heard a Young Thug song either, so I will not be able to help you at all. Thank you so much for dropping the Buy Me a Coffee link. Angel Wings, thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who's become a member of the channel. I appreciate that as well. And there we go. And let's keep this rolling. I see Atlanta 82 up in the building. Good to see you. Mr. Chaplin in the house. Good to see you, sir. Grace and peace. Always good. She's going to call you a racist saying, call a spade 3 times. You know what? She's probably right. While I'm downtown Fulton County tomorrow, I'm going to have to keep my mind up.
Rico.
Now, I don't get those RICO charges tomorrow, man. See, I'll pray for you, boy. Pray for me. All right, what we got? Man, was there any evidence of her erratic mindset before she was elected? I've watched a lot of Fani Willis. I ain't gonna lie, man. I've watched a lot of her press conferences and such like that. Personally, I think before she became DA, her argumentation was much more founded around her abilities and skills. So when she debated Paul Howard, when she was running against Paul Howard, it seemed like she was much more promoting, she was pushing, she was celebrating what she's done and her accomplishments. Now, in light of where she is now, and I think it's primarily because of this case, you only hear black woman, black, DA woman, black, Trump bad, racist. That's all you're hearing. So I don't hear her celebrating. And even when she celebrates her accomplishments, they're suspect. Like she talked about the backlog. I don't understand how, and I played the video showing what the backlog was like before she was elected, what the backlog was like a year into when she was elected. And now all of a sudden, magically, the backlog is gone. There's no backlog in Fulton County Jail. Now, contrary to popular belief, I am not going to go to Fulton County Jail and ask. So we're going to leave that one alone. I'm just going to take their word at it. But how did that backlog get done with? And then if you were supposed to, going back to the Georgia Senate hearing, you didn't hire the almost 100 attorneys that you needed to hire in order to get rid of the backlog, but you've gotten rid of the backlog. How did you do that? How did that happen? Nobody's been able to tell her that, or nobody's actually been able to answer that. And I think that's going to be what gets asked if she has to go when she goes before the Georgia Senate to explain herself. Because, like, how did you do that? I think it's a very valid question. All right, let's see right here. All right, let me see. Kiana said, I'm telling y'all, Fani is going to go into both the Georgia Senate chamber and the federal House of Representatives and yell, I am the law. And King Kong ain't got nothing on me. I really wish I had that meme queued up. Man, I'll just do this one. I wish I had that meme because that would be pretty funny to drop that right now. All right. All right, let's see what we got. What's up? Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all liking the video. That's exactly what she sounds like, though. You're right, Monkey Flower. That is exactly what she sounds like. All right. So easy to listen to after a long day of work. Thank you so much, Diane. I appreciate you. Grace and peace. Thank you for stopping by. All right. All right. What do we have here? Yeah, I see a lot of people talking about Fani's credentials. And I don't know, man. I don't know because I watched the Fulton County Sheriff debate today, and it was at Lindsay Street Baptist Church, which is the church where Pastor Millette, I think his name is, he was one of those ones that was standing there with Fani. And I was just listening to these people like, man, I don't know. I don't think Fulton County is going to get much better. I know that sounds bad. I just did not. Everybody there, there was like 2 women and 2 men that are running for Sheriff Abbott's position. I just did not get like these people. Sure, you're ambitious. Sure, you see that there's a problem and you want to rectify it. I can honor that. My hat goes off to that. I just didn't see these people like y'all are not. How are these people going to take you seriously? Yes, Todd, she did say that. Todd said, didn't Fani campaign on that she wouldn't date anyone in her office like the former DA? I thought I watched that video. Yeah, I've dropped that video. This is the thing, though. I think she was dating Nathan Wade when she said that. That's my charge. I charge that was in 2019. I'm challenging it. They might have, I challenge that they probably knew each other then. I don't know it emphatically, but this is my argument. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that was a true statement. Absolutely. Wow, great. Thanks for the roll call, Angel Wings. I love it. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Atlanta 82 says she has a couple of infinity stones of wokeness. Black woman is one of them. And you are correct. You are 100% correct. Good stuff. Good. These are some great comments going on here. I'm just looking through a lot of conversation back and forth, which is perfectly fine. I love that you all are enjoying that and enjoying and conversating with one another. Shout out to the best live chat in the world. There goes my good friend Republic Room and stop by. Now, never too late. Never too late. We kept the light on for you, and the tea is still hot. Let's go. Good to see you. All right, what we got here? All right. She was, this is interesting. Retired says she was drawn in by the Trump derangement syndrome crowd and probably received an offer from Biden admin if successful. I'm only going to challenge that even if she's unsuccessful. And again, I could be wrong, but look at like Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams has never won the role of governor, but she traipses around Georgia and around Atlanta. You would think she was the governor sometimes. And I personally believe that Fani Willis, that's why I call it an extended job interview. She's just doing this to warm up, and then she's going to fail. It's going to be and it'll be pushed into the dustbin of history. And then if Biden is elected in November, she's going to swoop in and become Secretary of the Interior or some other role somewhere in the cabinet. But even if she loses, even if Biden loses, her name is in in the culture, so she can run for another position. It doesn't matter if she loses. No, I mean, you saw Nathan Wade. That dude said, "The sky's the limit for me." So, and because her name is being pushed out there, because does anybody know who it is that's running against Fani Willis in Fulton County without looking? Does anybody know who that gentleman is? Does anybody know his name? Put in the chat if you know his name without looking and without stealing it from somebody else that did know. Did you already know that person's name? I think it's fair to say most people don't. And it's probably because he's not being talked about all over the place like Fani Willis. So I think that's going to come back around to her, I hate to say to her benefit, but to her benefit. Let me see. Does anybody know? I see one person that knows it. I think she probably cheated anyway. Kiana, you probably cheated. Oh, this is interesting. No, that's actually the gentleman that's running against Judge Scott McAfee. Good job, though. I like it. I like it. Kiana, no, don't give her that. Nakia, don't give her that. She probably cheated. Don't worry. Don't be giving her credit. Okay, fine. If y'all think Kiana knows, feel free to say Kiana knows. And here is the answer that is correct. Christian Y. Smith. Again, I don't necessarily agree with all his politics, but he's not out here he's not in the zeitgeist. His name is not a meme. And so therefore, I don't think he's going to do as well because Fani Willis is a meme at this point. I mean, the pink dress, the coming in like a Brahma bull, lies. These are lies. All of that stuff, man, all that stuff plays into her remaining relevant. Whereas I hate to say it, Christian Y. Smith, again, that's a young man that was going to debate her. And I think it would have been interesting to see them debate. But he's not found a way to become a meme. He hasn't found a way to get into the cultural consciousness, sadly, like Fani Willis. People are going to be like, oh, I know that name. Click. I hate it, but that's probably what's going to be true. And I see Diane said the exact phrase I was looking for. And they're going to promote her. It's called failing up. That's it. That's it. This whole thing right here is just an extended job interview. That's all that is. And you'll know it's true when you see her in the next role, when she's running for mayor for something, or she secured a cabinet position in another place. You can be like, how did that happen? Oh, because of this. And this is just a job interview. Has any of the Atlanta church leaders who are black finally spoke about her adulterous relationship? Not that I've heard of one. Not one. Not a one. Not a one. And we looked at that press conference the other day, and not a one of them. They celebrated her. You know, she's doing God's work. She's extending the kingdom of God. Jesus Christ is pleased. All this stuff. Jesus is clapping for her. I mean, it was crazy, and it was dumb. It was just stupid. Is that my main man? Y'all drop a Q in the chat. Is that Q Nundrum in the building? Sir, facts are not concerned with anybody's feelings. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Trump and his issues are the least of her problems. Great content. Thank you so much, man, for the $10 super chat.
Rico.
Helping me with my Rico Defense Fund. Thank you so much, sir. And I think you're right. Like, as much as I want it to be the case, I think, again, unless Mr. Y. Smith can find a way to really get into the consciousness, if he can get into the vocabulary, because you can go anywhere and mention Fani Willis and they know what you're talking about. For crying out loud, we got people in this chat from Sydney, Australia. We got people in this chat from Singapore and South Africa and Canada, all over the place, UK. We got people all over the place that know about this story. Between Fani Willis and Tiffany Henyard, I don't know which one is more recognizable as a name. That's probably going to that'll be a good poll question. Which one is more recognizable? I think it's going to be Fani, but there's a lot of people that know about Tiffany too. It's crazy. Their names are memes. How in the world is anybody going to unseat Fani Willis and they don't have a name recognition? I'm not trying to be mean to Christian Y. Smith, but how is that going to happen? Really? And I'll say the same thing about the gentleman that's running against Judge McAfee. How is that going to happen? How is that going to happen? Like, nobody knows. Does anybody know his first name? Does anybody know his first name? So, and now, what's her name? The young lady's last name is Kramer, I know, and she is running against whether it be Christian Y. Smith or Fani Willis. I personally think that she's aware of the fact that she needs to get name recognition. I don't know what it's going to look like because the election is next week. No, in 2 weeks. Forgive me, in 11 days. Once that happens, then I think we're really going to see Kramer really ratchet up to get the name recognition out there. I personally think she needs to be doing more right now, in my opinion. But yeah, that's just wild. It's just wild. But no, appreciate it. You would hope the infamy of her name would turn them off. You would too, but how many people have literally become famous off of infamy? How many people have actually become politicians and in the normal lexicon because of something that should be shameful, that should be like hang your head down, but they actually have become, that guy's name is not Scott Portillo. Is it Scott Portillo? But they've actually used it to springboard them into notoriety. Instead of becoming infamous and hanging their head in shame, they've used it for notoriety and fame. And I mean, we can name tons of people in politics, in sports, in entertainment. They're all over the place. Robert Patel, that name sounds familiar. That sounds right. Y'all still might be making it up. I think you're right. I feel like the Dems have a black woman trying to get Trump so they can cry racism if you criticize them. Wait, why did you say I feel like they're trying? Why did you say feel like? That's exactly what they're doing. That's 100% what they're doing. Why? That's exactly what they're doing. There's no question, no doubt, no worry, no wonder at all. That is exactly what they're doing. But good call out, living the mac and cheese life. I thank you. All right. Yeah, I think it's Scott McAfee. I think it's Robert Portillo. But yes. But again, I don't think that gentleman's name is out there like that. Most people didn't know his name until we just brought it up. And most people know Scott McAfee. I hate that people will literally go in there and just hit the button because they know a name. But let's just be honest. If there were 3 names on there, one of them you knew, you're going to probably hit the one that you know. I mean, that's probably more than likely true. Is that Hannibal's hungry? Y'all, what in the world? This live chat has become live today. Ladies and gentlemen, Hannibal is hungry is in the chat. Man, thank you so much.
Rico.
Boy, look, I don't have to worry about Fani Willis putting me on RICO charges now. I got the Hannibal in the corner. Y'all, if y'all don't know, Hannibal is Hungry is a fantastic YouTuber that has been doing a yeoman's work on Fani, on Tiffany, and all this other ratchetness that we see in the culture. He's been doing a fantastic job, man. Thank you so much, man, for stopping by. Hannibal is Hungry. I appreciate you, man. Y'all drop Hannibal in the chat. Let's just go ahead and let him know we appreciate him. We should put a hand. That's what we should have did. Drop a hand emoji, or if you know how to spell Hannibal, drop that Hannibal in there. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, man. That's good to see you, man. Grace and peace, my friend. All right. They are removing fans from Trump's trial. She's not credible. I don't think, I'll be honest with you. I don't think that this trial is going to see the light of day. Matter of fact, Conundrum or Hannibal, if either of you have an opinion, I would love to hear what you gentlemen think about, I'm going to try this. I haven't done this before. I haven't done this in a while, actually. There we go. Hey, I'm going to drop the link in here. I wasn't planning on staying too long. This is my question for Hannibal's Hungry. If Lead is still here, that'd be great too. But do you think that this trial is actually going to see the light of day? And it doesn't matter when. It could be in 2024, 25, 26, 27, whatever. But do you actually believe that this case is going to see the light of day? That's my question. If you want to jump on real quick, and the rest of you all, feel free to answer in the chat as well. I just want to know, what do you think? Hannibal, Conundrum. I know Conundrum is an actual attorney out in Louisiana, I think it is. And Hannibal is Hungry has been doing fantastic work on this topic. So I would love to hear the sacrificial DA, Fani, Letitia, Alvin, all picked for a reason. Not sure if they were the only ones willing to take it on. Very interesting. Okay, no, I can totally get that. I can get it. Can you record? No, I don't. I don't think that. I don't know why they're doing these because it does seem like the word lawfare has really started to make sense now. I don't know why they're doing it, but I I have been interested in why are they running a case like this because it just seems like it's only exacerbating the obvious that you don't have any way to beat Donald Trump any other way. And thank you so much, E. Todd, for becoming a member. Grace and peace, man. Thank you so much for joining it, man. Here, I'm going to drop it in the chat as well. I'll drop a question in the chat. Oh, sorry. I was going to do a poll. Man, thank y'all so much for that. All right. All right. This is it. Feel free to chime in and let me know what you think. All right, man. Thank y'all so much. I see lots of no's. I see lots of no's. I didn't know. Like, what's the purpose of this? To me, it doesn't seem like, and I've told you all of this before, man, just beat Trump. That's all you have to do. Trump is extremely beatable. He's a beatable candidate. He's not in some impervious juggernaut that cannot be beaten. He can be beaten. I mean, literally, all you got to do is just set up your camera at the local Quick Trip or racetrack or Circle K and just film how excited you are about Joe Biden right there outside that gas pump. Man, you do that, it's a lock. And then when you get done, go to your Publix, your grocery store, and whatnot like that. Go down the bread aisle and just film the bread prices and be like, man, I can't wait to vote for Joe. Then scurry on over there to the milk aisle. Same thing, man. Let people see the milk prices. Let people see the milk prices and then say how excited you are to vote for Joe. And then run over there to the eggs. Exact same thing, man. And let people see how much you're paying for eggs, man. And then you say, I'm excited to vote for Joe. That is a perfect, I promise you, if you do that, gas, bread, milk, eggs. If you stand outside and just talk about that stuff, how excited you are for paying $5 a loaf of bread, $9 for a gallon of milk, $25.35 for a dozen eggs, just do that. Just do that, and I promise you, it's a shoo-in. It's a shoo-in. Well, you're gonna have to walk to the grocery store because you're paying $35 a gallon for gas. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Just it's a shoo-in. If you do that, Joe he's shuttle right on into the White House. It's a wrap. It's a deal. I really hope y'all realize that was comedy. I really hope y'all appreciate it. But yeah, if you have time, Hannibal, if you have insight, I would love to know, do you think this case will actually see the light of day? That's my wonder. I've said I don't think it will. I just wondered. I think you figured it out, Mr. Chaplin. I think you figured it out. Yeah, just go to Quick Trip, man. If you don't go to Quick Trip and just stand right there at that pump and just, man, that's it. That's a shoo-in. Yes, Jason, exactly. Before the vote, go fill your gas tank up and go grocery shopping. Election day is a lock. Absolutely. The left seems to be using black people's hatred of whites, and we have now become agents of chaos and useful idiots pushing agendas that hurt our communities. No, I agree 100%, Apex. But see, that's our choice. I'm sorry. And yesterday I did a video on Morehouse College, and there was a young man talking about how Joe Biden coming to Morehouse was just a political move. And I'm like, hold on, my guy. That's been going on forever. Before you was even born, dude. They've been doing it forever. Why now is it a political move? Why is it now a political move, but it wasn't a political move any other time? And that's on both parties, the right and the left. But the Democrats do it much grosser than anybody else. And I said, like, it's been a play. They've been finessing y'all forever. The problem is when somebody says, I shall not be finessed, I choose not to be finessed by you. And I choose to think clearly and freely as a free individual, guess what? Then all of a sudden they get into feelings. They're in their feelings now because they, oh, wait, what's going on here? Like this person is not following along lockstep with the agenda of the people that have been playing the power move on us for decades. Oh no, we can't do that. But see, that's the problem. Well, I appreciate it, man. What we got here? What we got here? I spend twice as much on groceries now than I did 4 years ago. Store brand bread has gone up from 99 cents to $2.97. There you go. There you go. I'm telling y'all, if I'm going to go on, y'all stop the press. What is going on? What is happening here today? How do I got Professor Nez on my channel? What is going on here? Y'all, come on now. Stop playing. This has got to be a fake. Is this real? Is this Nez for real? Y'all trying to bless your boy, man, and cause your guy to start crying. I got Lead popped in here, Q came in here, Hannibal came in, and now I got Professor Nez. Next thing you know, you're gonna have TLA. You're gonna have AV to the South Power in here. Good to see y'all. Professor Nez is in the chat. Everybody. If you don't know who Professor Nez is, can you do me a favor? Please type Nez in the chat. This guy is doing a serious good job keeping up, not only with Fani, not only with what's going on in New York, not only with the shams that are going on in Florida, and of course here in Georgia. Nez is doing a great job. Can y'all just let Nez know we appreciate him? Thanks for stopping by. Professor Nez is in the building. What is going on with that? And Nez is giving your guy a super chat, keeping me out of jail. Thank you so much. Yo, let me tell you this again, y'all. Thank you so much, Professor Nez. I appreciate it. When I started this channel, and I told y'all this before, last year was a struggle bus for Dear Woke Christian. But to now see how many of you all are finding value in this, how many of you all are enjoying coming to the channel and not only conversing with me, not only adding value to me and what I'm talking about, but being a blessing to each other. Y'all, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, Professor Nez, for stopping by and for the dope super chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. It is cool, man. And again, y'all check, don't only type in Nez, don't only type in Hannibal. Make sure you go check them out. If I could get the moderators to drop Professor Nez's link in the chat. Doing a great job, man. His channel has been exploding, and you're going to definitely want to keep up with him because rumor has it, I'm not saying I know for a fact, but rumor has it that he's going to be having some big wigs on his channel soon. And it's not me, of course. I would love to be on the channel, but I heard he's going to have some good people on there. He's had some great people on there already. So check out Nez. Please, thank you so much, moderators, for dropping his link in the chat. Thank you. There he goes, right there, Q. You're amazing. Thank you so much. As well as drop Hannibals in there, and if we could also drop TLAs as well. Thank you so much, man. It's amazing, he says, and a creator to stand up guy. Thank you so very much, Nez. Hey, I enjoy watching your stuff, man. I appreciate it. We've talked in email. Very kind guy. Extremely top tier content creator. You always know people put on a persona. You know people from the screen. But when you talk to them online and such like that, you talk to them in email, you really get a flavor for them. Professor Nez, top tier guy. Thank you so much. Yo, thank you, Al Taylor. Thank you so much for the super chat. Great job, bro. YouTuber Big Al. Uncle Coon in the house. Well, good to have you, brother. Thank you so much. Big Al in the building. Thank you, man, very much for the super chat. Very kind, very gracious, man. Thank y'all. So we can make it happen. Oh, Professor Nez, it's a thing. It's a real thing. We can have you on for sure, and I would gladly come by. Now, let me ask you, I'm going to ask Professor Nez. Let me ask you, why are you here, Nez? And I'll drop the link if you have time. If you would like to, jump on. That's cool. But do you think this case will ever see the light of day? That's my question. I'm asking any content creator that stops by, Professor Nez, do you think that the Fani Willis election interference case here in Georgia will ever see the light of day? Ever? And that could be, 2024, 25, 26, 20 never. Like, do you think it'll ever? And so I'm looking at the poll question that I asked earlier, And it looks like most people are saying absolutely positively no. 84% said no. 16 have said yeah. And that's and I'm leaving it wide open. I mean, I'm being wide open with it. Like, do you think it'll ever see the light of day? It could be later or anything like that. Diane, thank you so much. Hey, Ness is a great guy, great content creator. It's really cool to have content creators in this space that like not only like the legal aspect of it, but they really like America and they really want to see America do better. And that's kind of dope. So, all right, let's see what Ned says here. I think with the appellate courts taking up the case now, it will definitely get pushed back after the election. And if that's the case dismissed. There you go. I don't see, personally, I think if the case even had legs, the best thing that could have happened would have been that Scott McAfee would have kicked Fani and Nate off so that somebody else could have taken it. But now the odor of mendacity, the dead albatross, the anchor weight of this case has drug it down to a point that I don't think anybody would take it. And I do think that basically, as he just said right here, because I think the appellate's going to look at it differently than Scott McAfee did, considering that Scott McAfee said you can immediately appeal it. So he kind of already knew that he was already in some murky waters, but he made a decision that I disagree with, but it is what it is. And I agree with Nez. Like, this is not going to, because the only person that can run point is Fani Willis. That's it. So if Fani Willis gets primaried by Christian Y. Smith, which again, I don't know if she would, but what if she gets unseated by young lady Kramer? It's over. What if the appeals court throws it out completely? It's over. What if it gets drug out because of all these subpoenas that Fani Willis is facing? I don't think it's gonna be able to be rectified. What does he say right here? The only reason they want this case is to interfere with the election. If it doesn't make it, then then case is dead. I don't disagree. I see no argument there. I agree with you 100%, sir. Playing chess with kiddo, but I'm listening. Oh, okay, got you. But yeah, I don't think that I don't see any reason to believe that it's going to go any further than where it is right now today, especially when you look at all of the cases that Fani is dealing with from the Georgia Senate, from possible DC. And of course, we never heard from what was going on with the Georgia, the Bar Association complaints. There's a ton of other things going on that I just don't think it would make it a good look. For you, my guy, what do you think of Fani using the race card? Oh my goodness. So Professor Nez says, my question for you, my guy, what do you think about Fani using the race card? Perfect question. So as a black man here in Atlanta, Georgia, the race card is just like water. I mean, you can use it for anything. The reason I don't have enough water in my cup right now is because of racism. You can use it for anything. The problem is it gets used so much that it becomes, it doesn't have any bite. It doesn't have any real point to it. Kind of like when they started calling everything racist. Now it doesn't matter anymore. Nobody bristles back when you say that somebody's a racist. So now it's just like, whatever, keep it moving. So all of the potential bite has been removed because we use it too much. Now, Fani uses it so much because Fani doesn't have anything else to run with. She doesn't have anything else to go with. She doesn't have anything else actually to... A perfect example is this whole thing with the backlog here in Fulton County Jail. Literally a year ago, 18 months ago, apparently the backlog was astronomical here in Fulton County Jail. Some crazy number, an insane number, like 18,000. It was insane. But now, as of last Friday, the only reason people are calling her out about that is because of racism. She said that the backlog has been done away with. There is no backlog, according to Fani. How does that work? But then when you ask her questions, the only reason you're asking questions is because she's a black woman. That doesn't make sense. I'm married to a black woman. I got little black women as my daughters. I'm asking you a question. Like, how did you do that? Because you never hired the staff that you needed to get rid of the said backlog that you said that you needed when Paul Howard was a DA. When it was, again, it was some crazy number, like 15,000 backlog cases. But now all of a sudden they're just gone. How does that work? I don't know. So my answer to that is that it only shows to answer your question, it only shows the lack of ability that she has to actually prove her case and make herself a viable candidate. Once somebody has to sink down to using the race card in order, rather than answer a question about their track record, or answer a question about their voting history, or answer a question about anything else, and they have to go to race, it's a lost cause. They've already lost. Once you use the race card, you think you're winning, but by now, when you throw the race card out, you actually are proving that you've lost the game. Great question, though. Thank you, man. Everybody's better with, everything is better with the race card. James said, and James, again, ladies and gentlemen, another great content creator. James, I didn't get my book yet, James. I need to get my book. James from Restoring Hero Project does excellent work on fathers being fathers in the home, and fathers having a proper role in society and in their homes and in their communities. He wrote a great little kids book about how the relationship between kids and their dads. It was excellent work. I really want to do a review of it. So if James wants me to do the review of it, I'm going to get an email so he can send it to me. I'm just saying. But check out James. If I can get the moderators to give James a shout out and drop his link in the chat, that'd be dope. Oh man, I'm Team Hannibal. Hannibal does some great work. I like it. If nothing else, his audio is insane. I love it. All right, let's keep this going. When all arguments fail, just pull the wild card. And in 2024, the wild card is the race card. Pull it out. And there you go. We watch YouTube. My eyes are now open. You produced DWC Lee in song. Yes, it did. Yeah, Monkey Flower. I hope I mentioned that. Yes, We Watch YouTube is my content creator plug. Does a great job of putting together those intros. Oh yeah, all of those. Don't make me pull those songs out again now. Do I need to pull those songs out? Because we can do that. Okay. All right. Dope stuff, y'all. Thank y'all so much, man. I appreciate it. Where can I buy a race car? Okay. By the way, I do call myself the Black Pope. Now, I'll go over on Sunday when I do my Q&A session. I'll explain the genesis of why I call myself the Black Pope. However, as the Black Pope, I give out indulgences to anybody who asks for them. So if you liked this video, you can get an indulgence. And what the indulgence does is whenever somebody calls you racist, or anybody says something, calls you a colonizer, or you're appropriating something, you could say, you know what? The Black Pope is already giving me my indulgence, and you show them your indulgence and it's over with. So because they're making up stuff, we can make up stuff too. So let me give you your indulgence. If you've already liked this video, you are welcome to the Dear Woke Christian Indulgence, and I will get those to you right now so you have access to them. So you can always show them like, hey, it's already a wrap. Dear Woke Christian already gave me my indulgences. Here they are right here. And they're crypto, by the way, so you don't even have to worry about, so you have access to them wherever. So they're like NFTs. So here's your crypto indulgences for all of you all that have liked this video. So if anybody calls you racist or appropriator, or, black people say they're going to take your black card, or you can't come to the potluck, or you can't come to the cookout, let them know, man, look, I already got my indulgence. The Black Pope done already hooked me up. So there you go. There you go. Merry Christmas. Well, Tracy, South Carolina, all the way from South Carolina. Good to see you, Tracy. Thank you so much for stopping by on today. Yeah, now on Sunday, let me tell y'all real quick, and I am going to bug out of here. So on tomorrow is Saturday. I'm going to Morehouse. I heard that they're going to be protesting what's going on in the Middle East. So I'm going to actually go on down there and I'm going to ask some questions, but I'm also going to do a tour of the Atlanta University Center. If you've never actually seen where the Atlanta University Center is and what constitutes the community, we're going to do a good little drive-by. We're going to go down some sketchy streets, all that kind of stuff like that, so everybody can see where this school is and what the community that it is. Because I find it extremely hypocritical that we have taught our children that are now men and women at Morehouse and Spelman and Clark, Atlanta, and Morris Brown to protest for what's going on in the Middle East, dare I say 9 time zones away, but literally 2 blocks away. They're completely ignoring people that are homeless, people that are strung out on drugs, people that need food, that need some kind of help. We're not doing enough to help them out, but we're worried about freeing people in another 9 time zones away that we will never meet. But we do see this person right here shaking a cup out the exit of the highway. So tomorrow is Saturday. I'm going to go down there. That live will be at 11 o'clock. I'm going to be, me and a couple others are going to be hanging out in the Atlanta University Center. So I'm going to give y'all a chance to see live and in color. This is the Atlanta that they're protesting in while they're ignoring what's going on. And then on Sunday, I'm going to do a Q&A. So y'all can feel free to come and ask questions. The link is already up. Feel free to ask questions. Come on in, drop your questions, all that kind of good stuff. We're going to have a good time talking on Sunday night. And I think that's 7 o'clock on Sunday. I think so. Yeah. But, and again, tomorrow at 11 o'clock, that's going to be a live stream. And we'll be down there. And they're supposed to be protesting at 10, I was told. Now, I'm not 100% certain. Maybe it'll change. It's supposed to be pretty good weather, too. So we like good weather here in Georgia. So hopefully they will be actually at the campus protesting, because I would love to talk to some of these men and women, these children, about why they do that. Why are they doing that? Yes, that is Dr. King's alma mater. He's a Morehouse graduate like myself. And I just want to talk to him, find out a little bit more about why it is that you can protest for people in the Middle East, but you can't go up the street and buy this man a plate. I just want to understand how that works. Can't buy water from this guy that's selling water on the corner. Like, how does that work? I want to know. So that's what we're going to be doing on tomorrow, and give you a chance to see the AUC. I think y'all really need to see where my alma mater is. And I think it's interesting. And I said earlier in my opening salvo, Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, Atlanta, Morris Brown, they're in the ghetto. Okay, forget what you heard. They're not in a suburb. Okay, they're in the hood. Okay, though they're in the shadow of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They're about 1.25 miles, maybe 2 miles away from Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but they're in the hood. Okay, let's just be honest, tell the truth, shame the devil. They're in the hood. So I think people need to see that. So we're gonna go check it out tomorrow. Have a good time. Walk around campus so you guys and ladies can see, what's the big deal? Why I vehemently oppose protesting during graduation commencement. Even though I disagree with Joe Biden coming, I disagree with anybody protesting. Are you going out early? I plan on being there at 11 o'clock. I'm hoping that's early enough. I got a couple things to do at the studio in the morning, but that my plan is to be there at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will definitely ask them if they're getting paid. Yes, and before we do, yes, absolutely. Please, 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 please. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers. Happy Mother's Day to every one of you all. Thank you so much for what you do, for raising the next generation, for doing your very best, whether you feel like you did your best or you feel like you didn't. I want to say on behalf of everybody, thank you and happy Mother's Day to all of you. I know April is about to do a live, or she is already going live, so I do want to get over there and jump in there. But I appreciate all of you. Wish your mom extra happy Mother's Day. I saw her today. She looks wonderful. We're going to probably take her and my wife out to dinner tomorrow, so we don't have to fight with the wheelchair and all that kind of stuff on Sunday. Next Sunday's going to be crazy. So we might just go out early, have a good time with the girls and all that kind of stuff. So, but appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, Itada. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being a part of the best live chat on the block. I really do appreciate all of you all. Thank you so much for the super chats. Y'all are gracious, man. Y'all are extra gracious. And I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all, man. Nez and Hannibal stopped through. Thank you so much, TLA. Thank you, all of you all. Al Todd, thank you, Conundrum. I appreciate all of you all. Man, it means a lot. But more importantly than all of that, thank y'all to the moderators. The moderators rock. And before we get out here, let's just give the mods a shout real quick. Drop mods in the chat. Let them know that we really appreciate them keeping the live chat going, dropping those links in there, all that kind of stuff like that. Oh no, what's going on, Discernment Files? I see you over there. Oh, you just popped in. Oh, I'm sorry. Good evening to you, friend. Good evening. And please hit that like button on your way out. If you didn't get your indulgence, because if somebody's calling you racist or whatnot, here's your indulgence. Feel free to grab that. Feel free to keep it on your phone and show them, like, look, the Black Pope said I'm good. Don't even worry about it. Forget about it. I'm not racist. Get out of here. But yeah, everybody, I want to thank y'all so much for, yes, I agree right there. The mods are amazing. And I cannot find a way to disagree with that. You all are amazing. So thank you so much. I'm going to go cuddle up on the couch with my wife and watch April's live stream. I appreciate y'all. See y'all over there in a moment. So everybody, thank you so much. And until next time, everyone, grace and peace. Take care.